Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Bunch Nuts podcast. This is Dan here with Cass. First off, I want to give a shout out to the Columbus Blue Jackets they're not going to make the Stanley Cup playoffs, but well done representing Columbus this year. Came up a little bit short. Going to miss the playoffs, unfortunately, but made Columbus proud. Um, and I just want to acknowledge that because they had no expectations this year, this team, and they really they surprised a lot of people. Gave us good competitive hockey to the end. But
Yeah,
we
I'm not a Blue Jackets fan, but I was pulling for them to uh to make the playoffs because I think I said this to you Monday at Clippers game. I think it would have been great for the city of Columbus because you have the Crew right there, you have the Clippers, you have Kimba Live, and then the Blue Jackets. Man, if they would have made the playoffs, downtown would have been awesome and great because I'm a Fanatics guy. I know a lot of people hate Fanatics, but that Fanatics Sportsbook bar that's nearby the arena in the arena district, it's been pretty dead.
oh
And I
has
think,
it?
yeah, a guy I work with, he's a Blue Jacket. He's gone to a few Blue Jackets games and he stops in there all the time. And he said it's been pretty dead.
I know because a
And
lot of people go to Whistle and Keg because it's the beer tap place and everything.
yeah, and I think is a person who loves the city of Columbus. I'm not a hockey fan. I've tried to get into it. I just can't get into it. It's just not my cup of tea. I'd rather sit and watch baseball, like
Yeah,
in college basketball. I think it would have been fantastic for the city of Columbus because one, the Crew's pretty good. They're usually in the playoffs every year. The Clippers are playing solid baseball right now, even though we couldn't name one player on their team the other day.
Will Brennan.
Yeah. And like, it's just this time of year when the Blue Jackets were in the playoffs a few years ago back with Seth Jones and
It adds a little. It
goalie
adds a little.
Bob.
It adds a little character to the city. To
Yeah,
stay
I
buzzy.
just love the popness. Like
Yeah.
I'm a guy who grew up on the edge of Hocking County. I don't like the sticks. I don't like being out in the woods. I don't like being in the country. I'm a city guy. I was a city guy that was raised in this country in sticks, and I love the city of Columbus, and I think it would have been fantastic, especially with Ohio State coming off a national championship for football.
Yeah. I mean, right now too, it's a shame the Blue Jackets, they're up 5-0 against the Islanders. This would have been if the Canadians lost last night, it would have been this would have been
And
a must win, and they're up 5-0. So
and
uh
when does the playoff start next week?
I think I don't know. We're not a hockey pie. I think it starts this
But
weekend, like Saturday.
shame on the Carolina Hurricanes. Shame on you. You are the Denver Broncos of the NHL because you decided to trot out there a minor league hockey club and you still almost won. But if you had started your starters, you would have beat the Canadians and the Blue Jackets. For all the Buckeye fans that love the Blue Jackets, would have been in the playoffs.
Yeah, it is what it is. But we got bigger things to talk about. Cass, spring game
Yeah,
is in the books. Kind of a not the most. It was anticipated, I guess, a spring game, but I feel like not the most popular one. Not a
no,
huge turnout. Um,
they should have called it a spring game right off the get go
Ryan
instead
Day undersold it.
of waiting a week to call it a spring game. That's why we got 46,000 in the stands.
The official number I have right now on the website, it said 40,136.
I
Um,
thought I saw 46, but
the weather
who
was
cares?
a little warmer too. It was a really nice day actually. It was a lot warmer than I thought it was gonna be. It was 51, but it was a warm 51. We've been
Yeah,
fine.
I would have went. I I scheduled to do a baseball game, um, to broadcast a baseball game because it was a spring showcase.
Yeah.
Like no one knew the expectations of the showcase. But oh no, I
Uh,
did
and,
watch the
and,
game.
and by the way, the players didn't get the memo. It was a showcase. When you saw Aaron Scott and Quincy Porter going
I
at each
love
other,
it. I
like
love it.
Odell Beckham and Josh Norman, I loved it.
I love
I
it.
I
And I
wish
guarantee,
I wish Ryan Day got that memo when he was telling everyone, because it was competitive, man. It was a very
yeah, I
competitive game.
it was a fun game to watch because I you could watch go on YouTube. Ohio State spring game. If you have not watched it, go on YouTube. You can watch the full game on YouTube. And before we get into it, I think Jake Butt is slowly becoming a great color analyst.
So you like Jake Butt. I'm a Devin Gardner guy. And like those are the, like those are, we hate Michigan, but those two Wolverines are cool in my book. Like they do some good announcing.
Well, you could tell that Jake Butt loves Ohio State, and he only went to Michigan because Urban didn't offer him until late.
Yeah.
And granted, he had a fantastic career. All right, I would tell you right now, he definitely would have definitely been. Obviously, he was beneficial. He was what, a second round pick to the Denver Broncos. Unfortunately, injuries kind of derailed his career.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't have been a second round pick at Ohio State.
He was Jake Butt was a 5th round pick.
Oh, my bad.
He probably would have been a 2nd or 3rd round pick at Ohio State. I don't know. But
I don't know because we don't use the tight ends very often. We didn't use the tight ends very often.
he did win the Mackey though. So I don't think he wins that at Ohio State. But I want to talk football. I could care less about the Michigan announcers. The surprise of the day, Cass, and it's a little surprising. Lincoln Kienholz got the start. Do you
Yeah.
Are you gonna read? He tried out there with the ones. Are you gonna read into that a little bit? Because I am.
No, because Julian Sayin got to run out there with the 2s and then turned around and ran right back out there with the 1s.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, I have the numbers in front of us.
Yeah, I did too.
And we actually it was funny. We pulled up the passing chart at the Clippers game because it was so cold and like we weren't even watching football.
There was a game going on.
Yeah, Keenholz had the better completion percentage. We actually did the math. He was 13 for 18. Sayin and Sayin wasn't a bad completion percentage. He was 16 for 25.
He had more command of the offense, I thought.
He also pushed the ball down the field more. They only attempted one throw over 20 yards in the air. Well, actually 2 throws.
Wasn't that to Max Clare?
Yeah, so the touchdown there was a touchdown to Max Clare, and then Sayin also had another incompletion. So he was 1 for 2 deep balls across the middle. And then really Lincoln, people are calling him, white JT Barrett a little bit. Now I think he has a better arm than JT Barrett. But Lincoln was efficient. Offense moved. I will say, Sayin did have one throw early on to Jeremiah Smith. I think it was like the second or third drive.
Third drive.
He caught it, and I think it was like a dig.
It would have been 62 yards to the house.
I think, yeah. I mean, I don't think that DB would have made that initial tackle, and then he basically would have been a one-on-one with the safety with a potential blocker. I think. Yeah,
it was just so weird because when the ones were out there, Ennis, Tate, Jeremiah Smith, Peoples, who got 2 carries. It was thud. It was thud.
Yeah.
And they were just blowing the whistle. And I know it, but when the 2s were out there, man, they were going hard. I mean, obviously towards the end of the game, Quincy Porter and Aaron Scott had a little shoving match. We'll get more into that.
And I love all the people too saying, "Oh, Aaron Scott will get ejected for that." And like, yeah, you're absolutely right. He probably would, but it's a spring game. Like this is not a real game. So like it is a glorified practice. So I'd rather have the guys get it out now. Throw the punches now instead of
absolutely
in the fall.
Absolutely. The spring game to me is a lot for the younger guys, and and that's where it should be. Obviously, Milan Grand popped off, and that's where we can go into the segue of
yes.
Who won the spring game? Like, forget the score. I don't even know what the score was, but guys that instantly we were texting each other, because it was late at night. We were like, it's late Saturday night, and we were both somehow watching the game at the same time.
Yeah, because I didn't watch it live for the most part.
Yeah, I didn't either.
It was a family day, so I saw it on the TVs wherever we were, because we went to an arcade. We were down in Bridge Parks. Like I was watching it, but I wasn't like locked in. I was also watching it on Twitter too.
Yeah.
My wife will tell you I was watching it, but I wasn't. I wasn't locked in.
So the first guy that popped off to me was Peyton Pierce.
Okay.
I think I said that to you. I was like, dude, just all over the place when they were running the twos versus the twos. He really popped off the screen to me. Obviously, Sonny Styles, popped off the screen, but I'm going with guys that who won the spring game that I think going to play a lot. Peyton Pierce was that guy, and I tell you what, James Laurinaitis loves that guy. He loves that guy.
So for me, who really popped off for me, and I don't know if he's going to play a lot, but he could because the Ohio State has a need. Defensive lineman Logan George,
Oh
um,
yeah,
from Idaho, the transfer from Idaho State. Now, when I was watching the game, and like I said, I was watching very sparingly. I noticed a lot of number 48 right away, just from the naked eye.
yeah,
He was flashing. I think he had a couple sacks, I want to say. What do you have? Like, I think he had multiple sacks.
yeah. Well, when he went with the twos, yeah, with the twos.
Now,
The thing,
like a sack in the spring game,
it's a two
it's
in touch.
can't touch
I
so
remember what didn't Jack Sawyer have like 7 sacks his freshman year, like
it
in the
was
spring
something,
game?
yeah, it was something ridiculous, but I do think like, and there is, people were kind of freaking out at the end of the spring game that Ohio State's defensive line's not as deep as they thought, which
Defense tackles now.
but we knew this when you lose
Yeah, we already knew.
Ty Hamilton, Tyleek Williams, Edric Houston is more of I feel like more of an end, but he's gonna have to play defensive
Yeah,
tackle.
he's training. His body's getting set for to become that three technique.
Yeah,
And especially with the Matt Patricia defense, a three technique is just an extra defensive end. Um, I I'm with you with Logan George. I honestly forgot that we got him in the offseason because he was a quick transfer signee. He was like one of the first.
I think it was like right after we won the Natty, and I think it was right before the
It was
Natty.
in between.
Yeah, and like we weren't even focused on that, but like I remember that, and then you haven't heard a thing, but very
Yeah.
impressed from him. I will say also, I think both the winners too, both quarterbacks, Sayin and Lincoln, both.
How about all three? St.
Yeah,
Clair was really good in the second half.
he was. He had two picks. I'm just not saying St. Clair right now, not because I don't believe in him. I
What
I
what
think
I
Lincoln
think
and
was St.
Sayin, like
Yeah.
they basically extended this quarterback competition because they played so well. Like both of them are going to have a chance to go out there and win it still.
But I think what I loved about St. Clair is he didn't let those two first half interceptions
Yeah,
affect him.
yeah. And
And he's young.
Inky Jones had a very nice play on the ball too. Inky Jones.
Yeah.
Now the throw is a little late, but like Inky Jones, very nice break. He impressed me, but he also I don't think he's going to play as much unless like Hartford and McLean go down. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm with you with Logan George. I did like the quarterbacks. CJ Donaldson and Bo Jackson. Real deals.
Yeah.
Real deals.
All the backs are real deal. Sam Williams Dixon, and now he's not probably not going to play as much, but Sam Williams Dixon looked great too.
Yeah, Sam Williams Dixon. Here's what I think Sam Williams Dixon to do. And I don't think he's going to pop into the portal again. He is going to pop into the portal after this football season
Yeah,
because Turbo Rogers is going to be there. And I forgot the kid from Philly, Isaiah West.
yeah. I see Sam Williams Dixon. I see
He's going to get developed by Lachlan,
Mhm.
and then he's going to transfer to.
like North Carolina or Duke or someone.
Yeah,
I see him going to ACC. I think he's being
yeah.
very productive back, and I think he absolutely won the day. Now, unfortunately, he's just there's so much talent at Ohio State that the poor guy's buried on the depth chart. But like you saw the talent, and
Yeah.
and he caught a touchdown. He looked good on I think it was like an option play with Lincoln in the fourth. Had a nice like run. He absolutely impressed me. Unfortunately, he's just not going to play unless
And
there's like, catastrophic injuries.
yeah, before we get to tight ends and receivers who popped off, obviously Max Clare, Mylan Graham. I think the starting five offensive linemen is set.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I think Shabola and Servel's going to anchor the right side of the offensive line. I think Carson Hensman, who's I think is going to be a captain this year, and I think Luke Montgomery and the dude from Rice. I'm not going to butcher your name because I'm tired. I've had a long day, but number 78. That's your starting offensive line.
Now is Phil is and then you think Philip Daniels, he's gonna be the
Oh, he'll fill in. I think him and Ian Moore will be in the mix. They're not going to announce Servel the right tackle, but Ian Moore and I think Servel and Philip Daniels are going to push. But we might actually have the best offensive line in the country
I feel a
and
lot better about
and
the
the
line.
deepest.
Yeah. No, it's definitely it's funny what was arguably in the first, from September to like October, basically to the Penn State game, the offensive line was a liability with this team, and it just flipped like that. And now they're deep and they're kind of developed, and it's like
Justin Flaherty deserves his flowers.
even the can't recruit, but he can develop. You give him a three
But
star.
Tyler Bowen, he's done a good job with them because you could see there's a little differences in their
Yeah,
little scheme. So he's starting to develop even more, and he can recruit. So I think Bowen's got a home run higher. Um, I'm telling you, the my wife just sent me minor league baseball because she's at her parents right now. The Portland Sea Dogs versus the Hartford Yard Goats on TV right now. But sorry, I got a little distracted. But
I think the tight end room was all like the tight ends really impressed me too. I know Max Clare, like
Mackey Award, first Mackey Award winner.
dude looked like Travis Kelce. Like I don't even know if I'm gonna consider him a tight end right now. He's like a slot. Like he
Yeah,
like
he is, but I mean,
it, it,
there's there's one there's one individual award Ohio State in Ohio State history that nobody has won.
the Mackey.
The Mackey. And I'm going on a bold prediction. I wish I could go on to FanDuel, but Daddy DeWine said no player prop bets. Max Clare going to win the Mackey Award because I think as good as Jeremiah Smith is, Carnell Tate is, the thing with young quarterbacks, they love to check down to the tight end.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, look, Jelani Thurman too had a couple catches. I think he's a lot more smooth. He looks like he has kind of he's a little more refined. So tight ends like, and I tweeted earlier in the year
And you got
that
Bennett Christian. Unfortunately, Wills Kazmarek broke a little bone in his foot. He'll be back by camp, I believe.
yeah,
So, I mean, this tight end room's stacked. The offensive line's room stacked. The wide receivers are stacked. The running backs are stacked. Offense, whoever's that quarterback is going to be a Heisman candidate. I mean, I may not win the Heisman, but I think they're going to be a Heisman candidate. We get on the defensive side. Linebackers are stacked. Riley Pettijohn looked good and fast. Um, Obviously, Arvell Reese didn't it look weird. Arvell Reese wearing number 8, and then you turn around and Pettijohn's wearing number 20. Like,
yeah. No, it was very confusing. I'm not gonna lie. Um, I don't like 8 on Arville looks a little weird. It's
yeah,
the 20 on Pettijohn looks fine. I think
yeah.
that I keep thinking that's Arville though.
Yeah. They're like
And I'm
built
like,
the same. They're
and
like
I'm like,
built the
who's 8?
same.
I'm like, who's 8?
It's not Lathan Ransom. That's too big for Lathan Ransom.
I know. I'm like, hey, Lathan put on some. Lathan's eating like Bryce Underwood.
I tell you what, Jermaine Matthews wearing number 7 looks good.
Yeah.
There's 2 numbers in Ohio State history, and nobody's switched their number to 2 yet. There's 2 numbers in Ohio on offense, anyways. There's 2 numbers in Ohio State history. You have to be a dog to wear them, and that's 2 and 7. So, McLean, do you think he solidified that other safety spot as a starter?
I did.
Yeah,
I'm not.
too.
I'm not weighing too much into the spread. I mean, what I like. Inky Jones.
Hartford,
Was it Daheem Fellaini?
Jaheim Delane.
They notched picks, but it was kind of it was against the twos, and they're just not there yet. I'm excited for what they're gonna do a couple of years from now. But I just think like McLean, I don't think did anything where I was like concerned just as a safety. I my concern, I believe it or not, and I know this is completely, I'm not concerned, but my one critique of the day was on the Mylan Graham touchdown, the secondary. I thought the tackling was piss poor. Um, it went. I think it was Devin Sanchez. Could have made the tackle, and then there's someone, another safety. Like Sanchez, not a safety, he's a corner, but the tackling by the younger DBs there was not great. I think they need to improve that. Just
It'll get
from
better.
that one play, though, and they'll get better. I know Devin Sanchez is going to be a stud. I'm not calling him out or anything. I'm just saying, you know, I expect him to make that play. That's all. I hold my DBs to a higher standard. That's all.
Just like I hold offensive line to a higher standard.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like
It's just because that's the position you got to think. When we played high school football, those are the positions we played for 3, 4 years. So those are the positions we really watch when when we're watching football. Obviously, I wasn't much of an offensive lineman where I played, but I know the game of football.
yeah.
And I always look at the offensive line. So, but overall, obviously, the MVP of the game, Mylan Graham, is just a stud. This wide receiver room just keeps reloading, bro.
Now we got to talk about this. This happened at the Clippers game, and we were giggling when it happened. Um, where'd he go? Did he delete it? Oh, he deleted it. It was
The John Gruden?
no, Bryson Rogers. He like tweeted some angry stuff. Remember, he was just
Yeah.
like, people who don't
Oh,
know.
because they went to the White House Monday, and people were complaining about Ohio State going to the White House.
No, well, yes, we'll talk about that in a second. Bryson Rogers was upset because I think some OSU people, like OSU fans on Twitter, were projecting. They're like, "Who is going to be the third receiver?" Some people are saying that Mylan Graham's gonna, basically beat out Innis. I don't. This is my thing. Innis is never gonna be the stud, like flashy guy who's gonna put up crazy numbers. Innis is gonna do the dirty
Oh,
work.
here's what it says. I found it. I found it because you sent it to me. You
Yeah,
screenshot it.
yeah.
I'm going to say this one time and one time only. These MFs that don't know ball, please stop talking and chatting. We are a unit known to be the best unit in America. Trying to be split apart by our own fan base is like, what is we doing, y'all? He's right. I mean, Grant, look at 2018.
Yeah.
Brian Hartline went 8 deep at wide receiver.
I mean, I think they could go absolutely five deep. I mean, because look, Jeremiah, other than padding his stats, we're not going to need him in a lot of these games. We're going to need to save him for arguably, Michigan, Penn State, obviously Texas playoffs. We don't need to kill and they already have him kind of on a pitch count just for his like safety and longevity and because he's so important. Carnell Tate too. Like I don't know if we're gonna need both of them as much early on. So like I can totally like I think Innis he's such a dog and he does the dirty work. Like he's gonna throw blocks. He does all the gritty stuff. He's gonna absolutely be in the mix just because no other guy on the team can do the gritty stuff like he does. But like Rogers and Graham, I think both of them are gonna rotate in at times. I totally see them rotating in. Um, I don't. I think Graham is better than Rogers, but Rogers played a lot last year too, in situations and played well. And I think he's earned snaps. Maybe not as much as Graham, but he's absolutely in the mix.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to run. I think they're going to run 5 deep. I
I,
really do.
I think so. I mean, yeah.
They did because 2018 you had Paris Campbell, KJ Hill, Benjamin Victor, Johnny Dixon, um,
Awesome.
Austin Mack. I feel
Chris
like I'm missing
Olave,
Chris Olave.
and
Yeah, it's 6 guys.
yeah, yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I could see Mylan Graham being like a Chris Olave, like at the young Chris. Maybe we kind of save, maybe they save him for like break in case of emergency. I don't know. We'll see. Look, I know, bro, I'm not concerned about the receiver room at all. But let's talk about the White House, man, because that was big. That was fun.
It was fun to see. It was fun to see.
Was it a bad
Trump,
look for Jeremiah to shake the president's hand? People
no.
ask.
The only thing that was a bad look was Trump calling Travion Henderson Tavion.
Oh yeah. Trump could not pronounce names. I think he butchered someone else's name too.
And Mecca Bukas.
Yeah, he goes Emeka Agbuka. Yeah,
Yeah.
he didn't say it right.
Oh, God
Uh,
bless it.
I gotta say, he absolutely alpha Jeremiah Smith on the handshake. I've never seen Jeremiah Smith get held like that. Like not even Texas could
Dude
do that to him.
is Trump is 6'2". Jeremiah Smith is 6'2". Jeremiah Smith was towering Trump.
Well, he was on the step though. He was on
Yeah,
a
that's
step.
true.
He was on a step. Hey, Trump's Trump's.
I was waiting for Trump to talk about Will Howard's stumble, though. That would have been great. If,
Oh yeah. No, he said the same thing about Joe, like he said about Joe Burrow. Will Howard's like, oh, he's gonna be so rich, so rich, so rich.
he might be right.
I think he is.
He
But
might not be rich right away, but it was cool.
It
It
was
was really
cool to
cool.
see. It was kind of funny watching JD Vance drop the trophy.
He
Uh,
just dropped the base of it.
Thank God for Cody Simon and Tavon Henderson.
Hey, whoever drafts Travion in the first round, please say Tavon.
Tavon Henderson. But it was cool. Like it. Look, this is not political. Like this is not Republican Democrat. If your team wins the championship, it's cool to go to the White House no matter who's in charge. Like freaking Putin could be in charge. I'm gonna be happy if the Buckeyes are there. It's just who I could care less about
The White
Democrat,
House.
Republican, who's in office. Like it's just cool to see them getting honored. That's all I care about. Everyone trying to make it like oh, it's a bad look. It's really I don't care. You know what?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
So
a bad look. Not winning the national championship. That's a bad look.
definitely for sure. Definitely for sure.
You think Oregon would be upset about going? No.
Dude, Oregon got beat so bad that they had to sue their former running backs coach. Come on.
Do you think I know J Book tweeted it, but he's like, do you think Oregon still sues if they beat Ohio State in the Rose Bowl? I
No,
don't think so. And why are they asking for $400,000? They have the money. They're the one who has the most money apparently right now, right? They're the one who's like throwing bags at every play. It's crazy to me, bro.
yeah, it's been crazy. So it's definitely look at that. Jackets win 6-1.
Good season.
Yeah. Oh man. So what else happened this week?
Um,
Nico
oh yeah.
Iamaleava, whatever his name is, going to UCLA, getting less money than he got at Tennessee because his dad thought they could get $4 million. Tried to talk him out of the thing was about possibly talking and not playing in the playoff game. I don't know how much I believe it because if he really did, I think Josh Heupel would have benched him.
I agree. I just want to read this tweet from Stuart Mandel. It's so funny. He just posted city you are moving from, Knoxville, Tennessee. City you are moving to, Los Angeles, California. Your current income, 2.2 million. To maintain your results, to maintain your current standard of living in LA, you would need to earn $3.8 million. The
But
cost of
you
living
know,
is
yeah,
72% higher.
I hate Tennessee. But shout out to Josh Heupel, not putting up with the shit and just basically saying, "You're cut, you're gone."
I respect it,
I
and
respect it.
I'm glad Ohio State didn't entertain it at all. I never thought they would, but we don't.
Which today was the first day of the portal. Which go ahead.
No, just I'm just glad they did. Like
Yeah, I am
I
too.
think Lincoln and I like Lincoln and Julian better, but like
Yeah.
either or. I think both of them are great players.
Yep. So I I mean, yeah, there give me both those guys. So the portal opened up today. I I
I haven't
haven't
heard anything big
no, I
yet.
haven't heard anything. I know they're going to
No,
bring in the defensive lineman from North Carolina.
which depth they do need depth. They absolutely need depth.
I think they need more depth at defensive tackle than defensive end, though.
I agree. I don't think we need another edge guy. I think it has to be someone who's like 315 to 330 pounds minimum, like that. Like it has to be a big body. We need someone who can clog the middle.
And I don't think there is going to be anyone.
No, it's tough to find those guys. Those guys are freaks. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. So be
But
interesting to see if any guys of our guys hop the portal. We both said a DB off air. I can see it a DB, but maybe
maybe,
not. Tim,
maybe Bryson Rogers if he's mad about the playing time. I don't know.
yeah, I
Uh,
could see a tight end to be honest with you, like a
yeah,
Ben Christian,
I can see Ben Chris. Yeah, I can see. Yeah, that would I could see that.
and I wouldn't be shocked if Jelani Thurman hit it.
Yeah, I think he likes Ohio State.
Yeah,
He likes Ohio.
I think so too. Honestly, I can also see zero guys hitting the portal. So
Yeah. No, absolutely. Cass, we got about 15 seconds. That's all I got.
my
Uh,
new ink people.
love it. It's a gorgeous tattoo. But everyone, thank you so much for listening to another episode of the Bunch of Nuts podcast. We'll see you next week to talk about whatever happens.
The draft.
Yeah, absolutely.
The
Go Bucks.
draft is next Thursday. Go Bucks.